so if you're looking at the second cycle of anything, you can apply these to that, some of these understandings to that. And so, and you can even do it even in a more abstract sense. So if we think of Ah as the foundation, Ah the going forth, Ah as being all love, a flow of love, the love that's everywhere, that's the foundation, is love. And we can consider then the O that comes as wisdom, the abstraction, the objectivity, and the being able to look down from on high, so to speak. And so, so that correlates with wisdom, associates with wisdom. We could even say that it's the basis. That's an explanation of wisdom through the cycles, through the use of cycles, and as it is in Samoin. So we have the O, the Ah. Well, then there's the third combination. You know, you have the opposites, the father. If the father's the going forth, and it is the male, the masculine, and everybody has this in them, by the way, whether they're a male or a female, they still have the ne aspect, the going forth aspect, and the receptive, the omish aspect, where we receive and perceive, and that's the feminine. And so we all have that. It's just that as our physical bodies go and all that, we have this outer manifestation of the ne, the going forth. If you're a male, if you're a female, you have the outer manifestation of the receptivity, of being omish, and so a person who has that type of body will tend to be, a male will tend to be more going forth, and a female will tend to be more nurturing and receptive and building, and in the sense of like this, whereas the male will be out here building, and that can be read or perceived in the cycles of Samoin, in the layout, in the explanation of the universe that is Samoin. And so so if we think of the Ah, the going forth, as the father, and the O as the mother, well, then the logical next step would seem to be the child, which it is. It's the synthesis. It's the synthesis between the mother and the father, between the going forth and the receptivity. And so, in teaching man about this in the Tablet of Samoin, the third cycle of creation, the third cycle of anything, it has to do with synthesis. It has to do, but early man's not going to understand what synthesis is, but he does understand what it means to have the male and the female joined together, because that's what the symbol of Esk, the third symbol in Samoin, looks like. And so corporeally we can look out, we can see the horizon. Yep, it's there. There's our horizon. And we can see that, well, all right, the sky is touching the earth there, the Ah there. So they're joined at that point. They're joined. And so he knows, corporeal man knows, that the sky and earth are together as one. And so that's the third combination. As it was explained to mortals, you have your foundation and you have the canopy over it. Or we can think of it nowadays as you have your foundation, and then you have your overseeing of it, your overlooking of it, your overview of it, and then you have the whole together as a unit. Well, this synthesis we could call the first child of the going forth and the the receptivity. And this child was taught at the time of Zarathustra. This child was taught. Man was taught what had the name Vavanho, or Vavanho, which means expression, the good expression. And so the first of men and good men and good women was Vavanho, good expression of the light. It can get a lot deeper than that because we have the the going forth. And so it was taught at the time of Zarathustra, so that this was also the soul of all, the ghost of all, and that was the Father, Jehovah, Ormazd, the master of all light. That's Ormazd, the master of all light. And risen above the light, within the light, understanding the light, everywhere with the light, that's the master of light. And the master light himself, Ormazd. So the Father was all those things, and then the mother gave form to all those going forth, so that when the Father went forth creating things with the foundation, then the mother would allow those things, would take those things and allow them to form, so that womb, in a sense, the O is in a way like a womb where form can manifest. Those what forms? Well, those forms that are there in the foundation, and so are inherent in the foundation. And so we were taught through Zarathustra that the mother then was the seen and the unseen bodies, the seen and unseen forms. That was her domain. And then you had expression, which is the child, the synthesis of those two. And that's the third combination. So in a way now, if you think of what we've just expressed, you have the foundation, that's love, the going forth is love, the wisdom, the overseeing, overviewing, and then you have the synthesis, the power. So the power to accomplish, the power to do things. Take away the canopy, and you lose air, you lose oxygen. Take away, the abstractness and all that, and you lose loft, the capacity to get things done, and you lose the foundation. If you get too high up here, and you lose the foundation, and you lose power. You can't really, ability to accomplish diminishes, and so you have to have right there where they join, where the rubber hits the road, as they say sometimes. Anyway, so that's the third cycle. So in this third cycle, another thing that goes on, if we're thinking about this in terms of, say, generations of men or spells, which are 33 years according to Oahspe and other prophets, we can look at the first spell as being the the foundation spell, the second spell as being the O spell, and the third as the Isk, or the power, and or synthesis spell. And so when looking at history at these things, we can see certain things that go on during these times in relationship to these cycles. And so in the third cycle, essentially it becomes like a reassertion of the foundation. It has to happen often, that with mortal man anyway, that you have to reassert the foundation, because you're going from the foundation to the O to the abstract, and then you have to sort of reassert the foundation to get them to join and everything like that. And that's what the third cycle does.